Cold War is out, and with that we get to see its weapon choice. And because we've spent the last year playing Modern Warfare, it seems like it's only fair to compare the weapons from Cold War and the weapons from Modern Warfare. Welcome to COGLO, where today we're going to be comparing the weapons from Cold War to Modern Warfare. Now the first thing we need to bring up is how the mechanics for Cold War are noticeably different from Modern Warfare. Where Modern Warfare focused more on realism and making a more modernistic feel for a Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War focused more on nostalgia and bringing Call of Duty back a peg. Because of that, Cold War weapons feel a bit cleaner and they feel a bit more stiff, where Modern Warfare weapons felt very fluid and very realistic. Because Cold War's only been out for a week and Modern Warfare has been out for an entire year, there are noticeably a lot more weapons for Modern Warfare than there are for Cold War. It seems only fair to start off with assault rifles. Now as far as assault rifles go, I feel like Cold War assault rifles feel way better. They feel more accurate, they feel like they can reach a longer range easier, and overall they're a lot more fun to use. Where Modern Warfare assault rifles, they aren't bad, so to speak. They feel a lot more bulky and it feels like you have to try a lot harder to be accurate with them. Next weapon class we can look at is submachine guns. Now personally, I like the submachine gun class for Modern Warfare more than Cold War. Let me explain. Even though the submachine guns in Cold War definitely have their differences, they all feel very similar. All of them are small, have a really good rate of fires, have pretty decent range and accuracy, and overall have a very fast time to kill. Meaning that they all feel pretty similar. Knowing that if you go over to Modern Warfare and try using different submachine guns, it's very rare to find one that is similar to another. The submachine guns in Modern Warfare have a lot of diversity, which is what makes them very interesting. And it's personally why I like the submachine guns in Modern Warfare a lot better. But then we move on to sniper rifles. Sniper rifles have always been a very popular part of Call of Duty, seeing how the quickscoping community is very popular. However, through an alpha and a beta, we sadly figured out that Cold War seriously nerfed their sniper rifles. It only got worse in the full version of the game. The sniper rifles are slow, they're bulky, and a majority of the time they don't even get the kill in one shot. However, I can say Modern Warfare sniping, whether you're talking about the marksman rifles or the actual sniper rifles, it felt okay. It didn't feel bad. I personally felt like the AX-50 and the Kar-98 and one of the last marksman rifles that they've added to the game, the R700 or the SPR if you want to call it that, are all very good, fun, and effective quickscoping weapons. Really, the only effective quickscoping weapon in Cold War is the Pellington or the Tundra, and both of which are both too slow and usually can't even get a one-shot kill. It makes it so that quickscoping players have a lot more of a challenge when playing the game. And of course, if we bring up shotguns, it's pretty easy to state that shotguns in Modern Warfare are brokenly overpowered, and shotguns in Cold War aren't bad, but they're not good. Unless you have them in the right hands, of course. Then we have melee weapons. I feel like there's way more variety when it comes to Modern Warfare's melee selection so far. You have the dual-wield knives, the Kali sticks, the regular knife. We have 4 melee weapons in Modern Warfare, and all of which felt pretty good so far. Where the knife actually feels really good, and a lot of melee players really enjoy using the knife, me included in zombies. It still sucks that there's only one so far and that they only let one into the game. However, since the game has only been out for a week, I cannot wait to see what further melee weapons they'll add to the game later down the line. I feel like it's important to bring up the differences between weapons that had existed in Modern Warfare 2019 that are now still in Cold War. What I'd like to bring up is the AUG, because honestly I feel like the AUG has had the biggest change. The AUG is one of the weapons that has been changed the most throughout Call of Duty. Where weapons like the M16 don't change much, the AUG has changed in almost every single Call of Duty that it's been in. It served in Modern Warfare 2 as an LMG, Black Ops 1 as an assault rifle, Modern Warfare 2019 as a submachine gun, and now back in Cold War as a tactical 3-burst rifle. It's also important to bring up the king of the weapons. Now, of course, if you've played Modern Warfare 2019 or Black Ops Cold War, you know that I'm talking about the MP5. The MP5 is already known as one of the most broken weapons in Cold War so far. That's because it has the properties of an SMG, meaning it has a high rate of fire, a pretty decent time to kill, and overall pretty decent accuracy. However, the MP5 was also given a very large range and low fall-off damage. They gave the MP5 extremely good range, meaning that it can compete with some assault rifles and in some cases maybe even a sniper rifle. Seeing how in Cold War the sniper rifles are pretty bad, that wouldn't be surprising. Now if you played Modern Warfare for the last year, you'll know that the MP5 is probably the most run weapon in the game, simply because it's overpowered and broken, and the MP5 has so many positive attributes to it that it pretty much makes no sense not to run it. There are very few negatives to running this gun, which is why it's known as the king in both Cold War and Modern Warfare. Overall, Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War have a lot of differences. However, when it comes down to it, certain weapon classes will feel good in one game, but then not as good in the other. With that being said, that is going to be the end of this video. Do you agree with what we said in this video? If so, leave a like and maybe even a comment, because we love to see what you have to say. That's it for this episode of COG Globe, and we cannot wait to see you in the next one.